Hi, I'm Arley Fadness from Sioux Falls, and I want to invite you to consider one or maybe two of my presentations that I do through the South Dakota Humanities Council. I'm a retired draftsman, retired clergy, and retired balloon enthusiast, but right now I'm an active researcher, writer, and presenter of history topics. The first program is a new one. This was inspired by one of the 5 pillars that the South Dakota Humanities Council has recommended. It's entitled Strengthening Our Democracy, and it takes a good look at the shady history of the Ku Klux Klan in South Dakota in the 1920s. Then a second story that I tell is about capturing the Younger Brothers. It's about a young boy who was involved with the Younger Brother capture in Medelia, Minnesota, after the Jesse James botched their bank robbery in Northfield, Minnesota. And the young lad disappeared, and then he reappeared and lived out his life in Webster, South Dakota, and he held on to that secret all of his life until 1930, just before he died. There are 3 programs I do that have to do with ballooning. The first one is about when the Japanese bombed South Dakota with their balloon bombs. They found 9 bombs or fragments on our soil. And interestingly, a family that was killed in Bly, Oregon, they have relatives that live here in Sioux Falls. The second program that has to do with ballooning is about a Huron-born lieutenant by the name of Harlow Nebling. Harlow Nebling was in World War I, and he was in an observation balloon when a German Fokker D-4 airplane came swooping down at him and shot his balloon and started on fire. He leaped from the basket, and as he was floating to the ground, he pulled out his .45 Colt and fired, and you can't imagine what happened next. The second balloon program, or the third, has to do with aeronauts, balloons, and the Stratobowl. This tells about 7 historic balloon launches that came out of the Stratobowl, which is just south of Rapid City. And the 2 that made history were Explorer 1 and Explorer 2 in 1934 and 35, and this began what is known as the space age. These are 5 programs, and I'd love to share them with you and your group. Thank you.